How are you all doing? Okay. Hello, TikTok. How are you guys doing? Hello, Facebook. Welcome to today's HLC podcast. My co host is trying to join. Hello, AB. I think it's your network. Oh, it's still showing joining,
Now, wow.
but I can hear your voice.
This is funny. So why won't my face show?
How is it on your side?
How I don't know, as in the network. I can't even you am I to tell if the network is bad?
Like your screen, can you see me on your
Oh
screen?
yes,
Can
I can see you. I can just see a picture of you.
Oh, how are we gonna
Okay,
do this?
let's try it. Just try and see if we can. Okay, let
Le-
me just come on to Facebook again.
Okay, let me remove you then come back again. Hello guys, I'm sorry. I was actually on the road. I just got here. I'm not at home. I just got here and tried to quickly connect. And the network, invite. Okay, I've sent invite. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, so today's topic is on forgiveness. Today's topic is titled Forgiveness. I am hurt, but I forgive you. That's the title of today's topic. I am hurt, but I forgive you. I've sent you guys invitation. I hope I will not end up doing this alone. If the Facebook is not still doesn't work, maybe you come on TikTok then. If you try it again and it doesn't work, maybe you come on TikTok. Hi, TikTokers. Anyway, so Forgiveness, yeah. While I wait for my viewers to come on, I'll just speak briefly about forgiveness. Um, at this age of my life, it's obvious that I have been hurt one way or the other. Could be by family, by friends, by loved ones, you know. It might be the same with you as well. And for some reasons, you just get to forgive. And some of those reasons, it could be because when you hold on to a grudge, when you hold on to a hurt, you end up hurting your own self. You end up hurting your own self. Sometimes forgiveness can also be about you forgiving yourself because of some things that you had done. I've sent you invitation, no? You said I should send you invitation. I have. Maybe you should request from your end. I've sent you invitation. If it doesn't work, just come to TikTok. If you try it again and it doesn't work, just come to TikTok. Let's see if it will work there. Otherwise, I don't know what else to do. This thing can be frustrating. Anyway, so like I was saying, forgiveness could be about you trying to forgive someone else that hurt you, or you trying to forgive yourself of whatever it is that you did that you eventually realize wasn't proper. And sometimes when you find yourself in such situations, it's difficult for you to forgive yourself. But if you don't, you keep hurting yourself the more. So whether it has to do with you forgiving someone else or it has to do with you forgiving yourself, forgiveness is just something that you need to do for you to free yourself. Because if you don't, it feels like you're in shackles. It makes you feel like you're in shackles. So about forgiving others, sometimes it can be very difficult. Sometimes it's easy, right? So depending on the gravity of what happened, it might be easy for you to just forgive, or it might be difficult. Sometimes it takes a long time for you to forgive. So if an incident happened, it doesn't mean that you have to forgive immediately. You have to take your time and forgive. For other instances, you might just forgive immediately, you know. So it depends on the gravity of the hurt, the gravity of the betrayal, the gravity of whatever it is that happened, that will determine the length, the timeline of when to forgive. If you're watching the live, you're welcome. You're welcome. Maybe you have added you again, or it's showing joining again. Hey, hallelujah. She's finally here.
Thank God, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
My hot mom. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, so sorry for today. I was just trying. I don't know what's wrong with the network, or I don't even know. We're just trying to join you, and it wasn't connecting.
Okay. So, um, the topic today is about forgiveness. I think we should just, because we are like almost quarter past the hour, the topic today is about forgiveness. I forgive you. I am hurt, but I forgive you. Yeah. So that is the title. And it was a very good thing that you came up with this topic. I appreciate you for coming up with it. So I want to leave the floor to you to do a bit of justice to it, and then we'll support as we go on.
No problem. Thank you very much, my jackpot mom. So many things have been said about so many things happen in life, and we tend to, so many things happen in life generally. People hurt us. Most times we overlook them. Most times we forgive. But what is the actual meaning of forgiveness? Forgiveness is letting go of grudge and bitterness. Somebody does something wrong, somebody offends you, and you let go of it. But most times it's not an easy thing to do, depending, like you said, depending on the gravity of the person's offense. But who are you to judge about gravity of offenses, if you know what I mean? But the Holy Scripture talks about forgiveness. It's part of life. It's something we should do alongside life. And then the Holy Scripture says that we should forgive like 70 times 7. 70 times 7 is how many? The said is 490 times or thereabouts. Do you now begin to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the number of times, or at the slightest provocation, you just say, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you? Well, for me, forgiveness, like I already said, is letting go of grudge and bitterness. And the whole essence of forgiveness is you're doing it to preserve you. You're doing it to maintain your sanity. You're doing it to maintain your mental health. Because most times when you think of the things people do, you just wouldn't want to let go of that bitterness. You just wouldn't want to forgive. For some, it might be as it to that person, it may not be that much to allow you begrudge them that long. But for you, the simple things affect you the most, so you hold on to it. And then for other offenses too, you just tell yourself, till I die, no go ever forgive this person. But when you hold somebody to heart, how do you feel? How do you feel? And a lot of people misinterpret forgiveness. They just say, I've apologized, so why is she still angry? Forgiveness is not. Well, I think we in life we get to that extent where forgiveness becomes automatic, because ordinarily forgiveness is not automatic. You can't hurt me and just tell me I'm sorry and I allow it slide. People want to think about or think over what led to this person treating me this way, and why would I just let go easily? If I do this to this same person, will this person overlook it easily like that? Well, let's learn to forgive. That's the basic of this whole discussion. Let's learn to forgive. You may forgive somebody, and the person may not even know. You may even be angry with somebody, and the person will not even know. Like, in preparing for this discussion, somebody had not spoken to me in like close to 3 years, called me to
Really?
apologize. Yeah. in close to 3 years, he called me to apologize for what I don't even know. Because in my heart, even if initially the person's act didn't go down well with me, but over the years, I overlooked it. We never saw each other. There was no room for us to come in contact with each other, and we're just living life like that until he called down to say, let bygones be bygones. And in my mind, I said, who they vex with this one? I don't even know, say, I hold grudge against you. So those things are a little bit technical. We really have to ponder on them and really think, to what extent did this person offend me? To what extent am I going to forgive this person? As friends, if you annoy me, as close friends, do I value the relationship? Do I value the friendship more than more than the offense? If I value the relationship more than the offense, I can easily say, I beg, let's forget about it and move on. But there are also situations where you just tell yourself, if this one will end me and the dealing friendship at the end. But how bitter can we be to that extent where we just say, okay, I've forgiven you, but we can never be friends again. Meanwhile, we were friends at the start of it all. So I'm not going to say much about this, but let's just think, let's analyze it in our hearts. Like I was discussing with you the other time, and I said, if somebody molests your daughter or your son, are you going to forgive the person? You see the degree of offense. Are you going to forgive the person? If somebody kills your family member and the person comes to say, Nami Kilamo, are you going to forgive the person?
Don't be using strong words like that. Be saying bye or something like that. Because of don't say KILL. Say bye or say delete. You understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Those kind of things.
Yes.
So let's just think about it. I pray nobody in this world offends me to the extent where I won't be able to forgive the person. But we also need to tread carefully with people and with things. If somebody says they've done me wrong, casually, the little things, I should be able to forgive and not hold on much to it or even drag the person. And most times forgiveness comes without apologies. The person knows they've offended you and they refuse to own up. They refuse to apologize, and you still say, let that slide, I forgive you. It's not easy. In human relationship, it is not easy, but it takes a great effort to get to that point where you overlook all the shortcomings, all the offenses of the next human. It takes a great effort to get to that point. So, what can somebody do to you that will make you not forgive the person? Simultaneity.
Okay. So I like the way you presented your submission, but we are live, and I want us to be very real as well. Not everybody is a Christian that will come across this video after now. Because he made a comment like, who are we not to forgive? As Christians, who are we? No matter the gravity of the offense, who are we not to forgive? Forgiveness is not something that is forced. It's something that comes from your inside. That's one. I also have said that there are different levels to forgiveness. For instance, you asked me a question now that what can somebody do to me that will make me not to forgive that person? If let's even consider the some of the things that have happened in this world. We've had, I don't want to use the word, but a lot of buying happened in a place like Rwanda. You understand? A lot happened there. And at the end of the day, they tried to reconcile. There were several reconciliation committees that were set up to make sure that the country functions. But are you going to tell me that when one side of the faction, one faction sees the other, they will still not have something at the back of their mind that these are the people that finished my family. These are the people that finished my tribe. Those kind of underground unforgiveness can still be going on. But maybe because of the laws that have now been put in place, because of all the reconciliation that has physically gone, that has happened, maybe you are not expected to display it openly, that you still have something against the other ethnic group, right? That's one. You can also talk about apartheid in South Africa. Even the colonization that happened, till tomorrow, the Americans, like the Black Americans, they still feel very hot. They still hold on to a lot of things, and they still talk about them. They still act on them. Maybe you and I might say, "Oh, it's been a long time. They should forget and move on." But those things have also influenced the way their lives have turned out to be today. So there's no way that you cannot talk about history, but I will still advocate that forgiveness is the one thing that will make us to move on, right? So that's another level. I'm just trying to speak about another level of forgiveness, which is different from, let's say, your spouse hurting you, or your child hurting you, or somebody a friend hurting you, and you saying, okay, it's okay, let me forgive. Whether the person asks for that forgiveness or not, there are certain kind of forgiveness that must be demanded. You demand for this. You ask for it, say, okay, if you want me to forgive you, you have to apologize. That kind of thing. There are those ones like that as well. And once the apology, if the person or the community or the association or whatever, these individuals come to and render this apology, then you will also, as human, you get in touch with the humanity in you to be able to let go. So there are cases like that too. And I'm going to talk about two more things. Forgiveness again. Like, there are laws in the land. There are laws in the land. If you're caught committing a crime, the laws of the land will not forgive you like that. You have to go through the process of how do they put it? You can help me out. You commit a crime, you do the time, you do the crime, you do the time. Yeah? And that is how it is with the law of the land. There's no forgiveness with committing crime against the law of the land. So that's another side again. That's another side again. So with the law of the land, there is no forgiveness. You have to do the time. So how do you respond to that? I want you to remember that as well. How would you respond to that? And then coming to our traditions, like as Africans, let's say a wife goes outside of her matrimonial home. For the husband to forgive her, there has to be some rites that must be performed, traditional rites and stuff like that have to be performed for before the man can forgive her and take her back in. So I'm just trying to list like the different levels of forgiveness. Things that can happen that will demand that you forgive, things that can happen that will demand that you request for forgiveness before you're forgiven, things that can happen that you just say, okay, this is nothing, I just forgive. So I will still stand by the fact that there are different levels of forgiveness. Some can be immediate, some can take a long time. So it depends on what the situation is. But at the end of the day, when you forgive, you are doing it for your own self. Because if you don't forgive, it's like you're carrying a burden in your heart. And that burden causes you stress, it weighs you down, it can even give you sleepless nights. All that contributes to the stress. And it can give you blood pressure just because you did not forgive somebody that offended you. It can affect your health. That is why they say when you forgive, you are only helping your own self. You are relieving yourself from all that weight that comes with carrying that burden of an offense that someone did to you. Probably they didn't even know that they offended you that much. It happens. Sometimes people don't know they have offended you, but you hold it in your heart.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. So I think then the other part I was also talking about before you joined the live was forgiving your own self. There are certain things that you probably have done as a teenager, and now looking back, you say, why was I this stupid? I was so stupid that I can't forgive myself for this thing I have done. Some people hold on to those things. Some people, mute your mic. Can you hear me? Okay. Some people hold on to their past, the mistakes they made in the past. They can't let go. They can't just say, oh, if only my mom was there for me, if only my sister was there for me, if only my parents were there for me, this thing wouldn't have happened to me. And then you hold that grudge against those people that didn't even know that they were supposed to be there for you, right? That's one. Then talking about you forgiving your own self. You did some stupid things when you were younger. And now maybe those things are affecting your life. A typical example would be maybe someone that's maybe a lady that did a lot of ABORTIO, TION. Yeah. You did it so much that at the end of the day, when you now got to the stage of having children, you are not able to. There are a lot of people that did that, but are still able to have children. But our bodies are different, right? And probably you didn't know that yours was going to be like that. And at the end of the day, it happened to you. Now you look back and you regret, and you can't forgive yourself. Every day you blame yourself for all those things you've done. That is going to aggravate your situation. Who knows? Maybe if you're more settled, if you're less stressed, you have a more balanced hormonal system to even still have the possibility of it happening. You never know. And of course, there are different ways that you can have kids these days. So that's another story for another day. But I'm just saying that whatever the situation is, let's learn to forgive ourselves for the stupid things we did in the past so that you can move on. Because life is so short. Life is so short. There's no point holding on to mistakes that you made in the past. Fine, now you're here, you've learned from them, you've realized, move on. For people who were not there for you to guide you properly, forgive them. They probably also didn't know better. If they knew better, they would advise you, they would guide you, they didn't know better. Forgive them for not being there for you. Move on with it. It's your life. Take charge today. Take charge today and move on and try to do better. So, yeah, that's it from me for now. Unmute. Yes.
Thank you so much, because you have actually said it. You know, with the example you cited, the person may not, you said plenty of those things.
Mm-hmm.
The person may have even just done only one, and it still happens that way. So in life, we need to train our hearts to get to that point where we don't hold ourselves responsible for, like, it's still the same thing as forgiving yourself. Fine, I made that mistake. It has happened. But let me continue to live this life. Give space. Because when you hold on to your mistake, as in you hold on to not forgiving yourself, you may not even give room for other things to come in. So give space. Let that mistake go and let other things come into your heart to occupy. Don't just allow that mistake occupy the central part of your heart. That's basically what we are trying to say. We should learn to not hold things to heart dearly and say, for this reason, I'm not going to let go. Well, if we are able to see night and day, they're two different things. Night is different from day. We should also see the next person or the things that happen in our lives as not static. They are bound to be black and blue. So in terms of when it comes to black, accept it. Learn to accept it. When it comes to blue, learn to accept it. Because the basic essence is just living life on a smooth side. So let's not hold unforgiveness to heart. Oh, this person did this to me. I won't forgive. Oh my so many things. If we're going to talk about this thing, we'll talk about it forever, because as long as we are living, mistakes of people will always abound. And the same way we feel we offend, people offend us, is the same way people also think we offend them. Just like you said, there might be offenses that you don't even know. You may not know you offended that person. The person may also not know they offended you. But if we are able to talk about it, and make the other person recognize the fact that see what you did, and the person owns up. You know, I was reading about something the other day, and the person they wrote that your apology must match your offense. How will your apology match your offense? Because I was arguing that once you say you're sorry, I think I should be able to accept that you're sorry and we move on. But you can't do something previous to me and just say, I beg sorry, and just allow me, overlook it.
You must explain why you are sorry now.
Exactly.
Explain why you are sorry. Let me understand what you're sorry about.
And let's try to make amends, and avoid a repetition even though there's leverage, even though there's room for you to forgive 1 million times. But consciously offending somebody, knowing that when I say sorry, the person will forgive me, is even it's a wrong act. You can't be stepping on my toes every minute, and then you step on my toes and I remove my leg. You step on it and I remove my leg. One day, I'll call you to it, and the end result may not be too palatable. So, life is good with all the vicissitudes. But let's learn to forgive. Let's learn to be happy. Let's learn to just have a free spirit.
Thank you very much, Ebi. By the way, those earrings, they are reporting. Those earrings are reporting. You look great.
Thank you.
When you were talking, I just remembered when I was like raising my kids. I remember an example with children. So a child will offend you, right? And then the child will now come and say, "Ah, mommy, I'm sorry." I will ask you, what are you sorry about? Explain what you are sorry for. Okay, now that you've told me what you're sorry for, how are you going to make sure this doesn't happen again? You know? So we went through all that cycle in raising the kids to become what they are today. They are not perfect, nobody is perfect, but we did our best in that regard. So that's on one hand. I also wanted to just chip in that when we're talking about abortion, right? There are ladies who never did anything to themselves, who were chaste, but at the end of the day, they still couldn't get pregnant. Yeah. So those things happen. There are certain things that happen in life that we cannot explain, right? Maybe that's one of them. Yeah, you want to speak? Unmute, unmute, unmute. Unmute, unmute, unmute. Okay, yes, now.
You talked about children and how we teach them to be sorry for their actions. You know, they also tell you that well, I'm sorry, it's not like this is mainly about Christianity or whatever, or it's an open discussion. Have the mind of a child. You scold a child today, or you beat a child today, and the next minute the child comes running to you for you to hug.
Exactly.
You know? So don't throw away the baby with the bathwater that you plug with one hand and you embrace with the other hand. So let's not be too picky about things. Let's not be too picky about issues. And she did not call me. I've been the one calling her 100 times. She did not call me yesterday. So me, I won't call her again. Oh, she did not check on me. So I won't. Because we are all going through stuff. So let's always give people benefits of doubt. Let's always at least put ourselves in the person's shoe. I may not call you. We may have agreed to talk, and I did not call you because something happened to me. But don't just take offense and say, Ebi is always doing this. Ebi is always doing this. And this time around, I'm not going to take it from her. It's not a good attitude. It is not a good attitude. Let's embrace peace. Let's embrace. And do you know that if you hold on to a grudge or you hold on to somebody's offense for a long time, and the person comes to apologize to you, tell me that don't you breathe a sigh of relief?
I just wanted to say that even between husband and wife, when you're quarreling at home and you're not talking, like it just feels so bad But as soon as that reconciliation happens, it's like a huge weight has been
It's
lifted off your
lifted.
shoulders, you know. That is just what forgiveness is all about. You can finish your line of thoughts.
Sorry?
I said, finish your line of thoughts. You were still talking when I
Oh,
interjected, yes.
yeah. So it's still the same thing. That's huge. You bring a sigh of relief. You just say, hmm, and you begin to soften a little bit, even if it's not going to be immediate, based on the offense. The forgiveness will not be immediate, but you just soften and gradually get back to normal. That is what I am enjoining all of us. That is the attitude I am enjoining all of us to embrace. Let's play it soft. Let's not be too hard on ourselves. Let's not be too hard on people. And life will just be.
Okay. I have a question here. You asked me a question the other time about what would someone do to me that I won't be able to forgive, right? If I was a man and I got married to a lady and she gave birth to, because there's a lot of DNA saga happening in Nigeria, and she gave birth to, let's say, 3 children, and I discovered that, let's say, the first one. Okay, before I even continue, let's say hello to our viewers. We've just been talking and not acknowledging their presence. Mr. Obiora Ikedion, thank you for joining. Thelma Okorite Harry Jack Rich, thank you for watching. Anum Kali, all the way from Mauritius, my friend, thank you for joining us. Atonye Opwene Spiff, thank you for joining. Agri Cynthia, thank you for joining. Thank you everyone for joining us on Facebook. Thank you everyone. And thanks to those that will watch this video afterwards. So I was going to talk about DNA saga in Nigeria. If I was a man and I had 3 kids with my wife, and I later discovered that the first one is not my child, but the remaining 2 are my children, that will be easier to forgive than, it depends, but that will be easier to forgive than discovering that the 3 of them are not my children. It's not even funny that I'm smiling, because these things are real and they are happening. They are happening. We've seen a lot. People wailing, people building their lives around their children, only to discover that these children are not actually ours, not actually theirs. So how do you forgive that kind of thing? How do they go around this idea of forgiveness? Because now they're going to start their life afresh. They are going to, it's wasted years. There's nothing that hurts the most than trusting someone and getting betrayed by that person that you trust the most. So what advice can we give to people that are in that kind of situation? What advice can we give to them? Let's see what we can, 1 or 2 words that we can give to them.
Okay. Betrayal, it's a deep one. Betrayal is a deep one, and like you
Your video is paused though. What happened? Your video was paused. Your video was paused. I can see you now. I can hear you now. Hello, AB. I can hear you now. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
let me just keep talking.
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Yes. Carry on. Yes.
Okay, so
Oh, turn your camera.
betrayal is very. Sorry?
Turn your camera. We are seeing your house. Turn it, just turn the camera. Okay, yes, like this. It's good now.
Betrayal is very deep. And
turn your camera.
you find out that.
It's okay now. It's okay now. It's okay now. It's okay.
Okay. So, and that's the question you asked me. You have to. In fact, I don't even know what to say.
It's a deep one.
You just forgive. For me, I'll take it that if you're that kind of thing, you could just love somebody else's child that is not yours. You could just love a child on the street and give them so much of that love. So if it happens that you find out that, or you found out that the child is not yours, you won't stop loving. You won't stop loving. You just accept the child like, okay, I can love a stranger. So it's a hard one.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one.
So one of our viewers may help us with that.
Okay. Obiora, send a request. Come and tell us what you think about this. Because it's, I don't know if there's any other person that would be willing to speak, but I think Obiora can. Let me send invitation to a couple of people. Is Obiora still here? Anyway, you see, these are the different levels of forgiveness, you know, the depth of forgiveness. So for me, if I was a man, I will not have a problem with those children to start with. That is me. Oh. I will only have a problem with that woman and not the children. Children that I've grown to love, that I've grown to care for, children that have also grown to love me as theirs. I want to care for, children that have also grown to love me as theirs. I have also grown to love me as theirs. Different from reconciliation. Forgiveness is different from all these things. I can decide not to speak to you again, but I have forgiven you. Yeah, I can reconcile with you or not reconcile with you, but I have forgiven you. I don't just want to be in your space. You know? And it doesn't mean that I'll forget about. Exactly. Mr. Obiora just said the issue is not with the children, it's with the spouse. Those children didn't ask to be born. You know? So forgiveness is totally different from all these things. We cannot excuse bad behavior just because we want to forgive. For every act, every crime, like the law of the land says, do the crime, do the time. So if somebody can betray me to that point, well, maybe I can reconcile with the wife too. Who knows? There are some men that will just carry on with the marriage, you know. Maybe do some, like I said, do some traditional rites if they are traditional people, do some traditional cleansing rites and still carry on with the family. But our traditional people back home, I can tell you that they want to have their own children, their blood, you know, they want to have their own lineage. I know, say that one day too. Yeah, you want to say something? Yes. Talk.
This forgiveness thing is very strong. And I've seen it happen.
Now you carry topic come on.
I've seen couples who has been married for some years, and whatever happened, they left their partners, went into probably another marriage. These ones already have children, or maybe they had 2 children before. Something happened, the man went on his way, the woman went on her way, got into another relationship and had maybe 2 children from their next relationship. And after some years, came back together to continue in the marriage.
Love is a beautiful thing, baby. In our local parlance, they say husband and wife matter, no put mouth.
Not true.
Not true.
That's true. So you will not be wondering, if you now, you're having met those people or having known that case, and you're having a little issue in your own marriage, you just be saying, now wow, that person don't go, come back, come back. So waiting this my partner feel to me, will make me leave. When I know I say I go come back, and you want to condone or you would want to forgive. That's just what I'm trying to say.
Beautifully put. Beautifully put.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't know if our viewers, anybody has any other comment or a story to share with us. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Otherwise, maybe we can call it a day. Today, Dr. Ifechi was not able to join us. Maybe he's busy. Yeah, but I would conclude. My own closing statement would be, if you find yourself in a situation where you're hurt by someone, or you hurt yourself, you disappointed yourself, you embarrassed yourself because of whatever you got yourself into, find a way to still prioritize yourself. Prioritize your mental health. Prioritize your health. And remember self-care. Take care of yourself. Remember yourself that you have to get yourself out of that situation. Whether it was caused by you to yourself or it was caused by someone else to you. Always prioritize your mental health. Find a way to just switch. And remember that you have to take care of yourself first. Yeah. If you can't do it alone, talk to someone. If someone you speak to cannot help you, they are usually community. See, this thing you are facing, whatever it is that all of us are facing like this, there are people who are also going through issues like that. Find that kind of community, share your experiences, and somehow, somewhere along the line, you might be able to find a reason, a beautiful reason why you have to let go and just move on and prioritize yourself. So take care of yourself, talk to someone, connect with a community that can help you to heal from that hurt so that you can forgive quickly. So those are my closing words. Unmute again, unmute.
My co-host has said, forgive yourself. Take care of yourself first. Think about it. Your mental health matters more than any other thing. And then if you're good in that area, then every other thing in life will just be easy going. Forgive yourself. Forgive the person that hurts you. And
Obiora says he's willing to come on. How do I bring him on? Let me see. But continue talking. Continue talking. Obiora is saying he's willing to come on.
So that's it.
Continue talking. I'm listening to you.
No, it's not. It's not. You can invite him to come on.
I've sent him an invite since, so let him try and request. You should find a way to request.
Okay. So forgiveness is the importance of forgiveness cannot be overemphasized. It does you a lot of good, and it helps your mental health. And think about a situation, a community where we all live happily together, where we are at peace with ourselves and at peace with the world. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for your closing remark. I'm trying to see if I can bring Obiora on. 1 second. Send invitation. Okay, I've sent it. They can't join your broadcast at this time. Can he leave and come back? Can he leave and come back? He should leave the live and then come back.
Who?
Obiora.
We are not okay. Let's tell him to leave the live and come back.
Hey, I know this person, Otonu Barry. Is he not your friend?
Yeah.
Tonus.
Tonus.
Thank you for joining us, Tonus. I remember hearing that name from AB. In those days. Wow, thank you for joining. But you came late, we are finished. I'm trying to see if I can see add Obiora. What do I do? See if you can add from your end. Can you add him?
Do you know I can't even? Do you know I'm looking at a blank screen?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So I'm surprised you can see me. I can't see you. I can't see anything. My screen is just blank.
Oh, it's a pity I won't be able to bring him on. I've been trying since. I've really been trying. There's another person here, Madwe Mezia Patricia. Thank you for coming on the live. Your friend?
That was my madam.
Thank you, madam, for coming. But we are finished. We are finished the live. Next time you should come early. Come early. But I mean, you know the topic. So if you would want to come on and speak a bit about forgiveness, just type bring me on. Just type bring me on and I will bring you on the live so that you talk to us a bit about forgiveness. We've said so many things. And if you want to hear what we said, you can go back after now and watch the live. You hear everything we have discussed. We've been on for 1 hour. But if you have something to say on forgiveness, you can just write a message in the comment section. Just say, bring me on, and I will bring you on for you to share your experience and advice or anything around forgiveness. I don't know what the issue is. I should have brought Obiora to come and speak, but I can't bring him on. I don't know. You are mute, you are muted. Okay, what did you
continue this next week?
Okay, we shall continue. We'll continue it next week.
Can still talk. For those of our viewers that are wanting to still say something about it, because we can't exhaust this topic. We can't talk